So we're 2 weeks in 2023. Did you make some goals? How far are you along with them? Did you already break your goal? Did you give it up already? Because if you did, let me tell you, that is common. Sadly common. 90% of people will not follow through with their 2023 New Year, New Me goals. This is not surprising, actually. It's sad, but it's not surprising. And the reason is, if you're not doing this one specific thing when you are planning your goals, when you are writing down your goals and manifesting and dreaming and all of this kind of stuff, if you're not changing it into a habit, you will fail. Your goal will absolutely fail if you do not change it into part of your identity, if it's not who you are. So, for example, and I love always giving this example because it just makes sense. It's easy to understand, even if you are new to goal setting. Let's say someone wanted to quit smoking. They're a smoker. They wanted to quit smoking. They, during the holidays or whatever, they go out and someone offered them a cigarette. What that person, if they've changed their identity to fit this goal of wanting to quit smoking, they should be saying, hey, no thanks. I'm no longer a smoker, or I'm not a smoker, right? That is connecting your goal with your habit, then with your habit into who you are and your value system. Versus someone who is probably on this side will say, oh, no thank you. I'm trying to quit smoking right now. With the word trying in there, you're basically saying you're going to fail. You're setting yourself up for failure. And so when you connect it, it's so much stronger. You just feel it. It's an identity shift. When you don't identify as being a smoker, you're not going to be as tempted to smoke. I'm not going to say you're not going to be tempted at all, because I used to be a past smoker. And after I made the decision that I was going to quit and I was no longer going to be a smoker, it was still difficult at times when people asked me if I wanted a cigarette. But because I used it as an identity, it was much easier for me to say no. It was very black and white. Hey, this is not who I am. This is not my values. I'm not going to say yes. Whereas someone who is trying to quit, they haven't shifted it. So it's still very wobbly. It's very easy to just convince them and be like, oh, just have another. You can restart or just have one puff. Whatever it is, you can easily get trapped into that thinking. So if you're setting your goal, you want to think of it like this. Your goal, then you want to create it into a habit. Your habit, you're going to create it into your identity. Identity. I think that's right. You're going to go from identity. I really hope that's spelled right. If not, don't hate. This is first video I'm doing in a long time. And it's a Sunday. So I'm doing this for y'all because I really want you guys to succeed in your goals this year and not be one of that 90% sad stats. And hope you find this video and hope you actually implement it, because I promise you it will change your life. It will make your goals successful, because I've done it too. And I used to be, I still kind of am, a slacker, so to speak, or lazy. And, one that I'm still trying to grapple over, that I'm always trying to use as a new goal, is being more active. I eat relatively healthy, but I have a sweet tooth, so I'm trying to get rid of that sweet tooth, and it's hard for me to identify as not someone eating sweets. I'll talk about, that in another video. It's just because of my background, where my family comes from. It's all about food, and so that's a little tough for me. But anyways, so when you have your identity, you're then going to change it, not change, but apply and make it non-negotiable for you. Non-negotiable at all. Meaning, no matter what happened in the day or what happened yesterday, say you got upset or frustrated or angry at work, or you got into an argument, or someone cut you off while you're driving, you're not going to use those excuses to then do the thing that you say you're not going to do, like smoking. That is a non-negotiable. Okay, so what I wanted to really show you guys was this is just how I get my week ready. Every Sunday, I create a new, this is actually a template, the first part, where every week, even the week that I'm going to create next, it's going to have this same part every week. It's the same. Then these are actually going to all be empty. And as I can see, this is just the past week, and I have to do my weekly reflection a little bit later after I record this video. So as you can see, yeah, I have non-negotiables, and my values and my top 3 goals that I keep reminding myself. So however you want to do this, like whether you are trying to plan and be successful in your top 3 major goals, or maybe you just have a small habit you want to change, it's up to you. But no matter what, if it is a major goal or is it a daily habit or something small you want to change in your life, you have to make it a habit. You have to change your identity about it, which is your values. Then you can turn it into a non-negotiable, which you're respecting yourself to follow through, because it is a non-negotiable for you, because it is necessary for you to live your best life by following these things. So I know like some of it seems simple, like daily brushing teeth is one of my non-negotiables. And it is because sometimes and some days I will forget to brush in the morning and then brush at night, or I would skip a day, whatever it is. And hey, I don't care about your judgment here. I'm just trying to be real so that you guys can, take what you've learned from here and apply it to your own life. So keep it judgment free, everybody. But as you can even see in my reminders, that's something that I do often. I am judgmental and I'm trying to change that. And that is why with these reminders, which is almost just like a prompt of, hey, like this is not who we want to be. And who we want to be has these values. The end person that I want to be by the end of this year is going to have these values. The 3 that's kind of in italics was extra. It's really just about assigning yourself 5 values that means a lot to you and describes you and your life and kind of how you want to show up in the world. For me, it's happiness, spirituality, growth, respect, and inner harmony. Hopefully, as you follow me on this YouTube journey and click that like, follow button, all that good stuff, subscribe, whatever you need to do to get notified of my next videos, which I'm going to do once a week. And I think I'm going to put it in my non-negotiables, because this was something new that I wanted to do after I planned all this out and wrote all this out. So it may become a non-negotiable, because I really want to help people. I'm on a mission to do that this year. And I know YouTube is going to be the best format to do that. So that might be a non-negotiable for me. And going back to the values, everything that I want to change, like a bad habit, has something to do with my top 5 values. So me being less judgmental is giving other people the respect that they deserve, and also giving me inner harmony and happiness. Because when I'm judging other people, I don't know about you, but I get like frustrated and I feel a certain negative energy in myself surrounding me. And I don't want that. So for me to live the best life is to have these values, living it, breathing it in and out every day. And it's all about happiness. At the end of the day, whatever you guys get out of my videos, whether I'm talking about sales, business, mindset, habits, productivity, anything, I want you to know at the end of it all, nothing of it matters unless you are working towards your happiness. And I'm not saying the fake happy shit, okay? Because we're not always going to be sunshines and rainbows every fucking day. Like this morning, I was super, not that I was not happy, but I was super groggy. I slept late last night just because I was planning a lot of stuff, and I slept in this morning, and I actually wasn't going to do this video. I wasn't feeling it. But when I sat down, because I sit down every day and look at this, and I look at my values, fuck. Like if I want growth and I want to feel happiness about myself and the things that I did, and I want to respect my choices and things that I put on my schedule, I need to show up to them. So as I was sitting here and working through this, I just felt like turning the camera on. I one of the things on my schedule to do today, which was probably right now, which was plan the YouTube video. This is all off the cuff. Like I did not plan this, which I don't know how well this is going to go, but the only way that I'm going to get this recorded and published and like just live is for me to just do it. Sometimes it's not going to be perfect. Your execution of your habits, your execution of all of it is not going to be perfect, and it doesn't have to be. It's not about perfection. It's just about completion and executing it. So once you have those values and you list out your non-negotiables, like obviously don't list it out where it's like super incredibly ridiculously long. I feel like mine is already, tethering the line a little bit long, but I got daily stuff. So tracking finances is a must for me. It's personal finances and business. You always just got to know where you're at with your finances, even if you don't have a lot. People, and I used to be one of those people who used to think, oh, fuck, I don't have that much money. Why do I got to track it? Like, I know like how shitty my bank account is, and looking at it makes me feel sad. So I'm not going to track it. But the more I was in that vibe or energy, the worse my bank account did. It just didn't change until I actually started taking it as a responsibility and be like, you know what? Even though it may make me sad just to see it in the beginning, it's about awareness so that I can put it into my mind or change that energy to a little bit more positive so that more can come to me. And then that will dictate my habits and my actions to do it and go forth and change that. Because until you're aware of something, you cannot change it. Just like your habits. If you're not aware of something that you're doing poorly, you're not going to change it, right? So that was something that was a non-negotiable, because if my finances aren't in place, there's no fucking way that I'm going to make my top 2023 goal of hitting that 100K cash collected. How will I know when I get there? I won't if I don't track my finances. So that's one of the first thing I do every day. I track it. I use Mint, which I'm happy to show you in another video how I set it all up. Let me know in the comments below if that's something that you want. Daily gratitude and my manifest journal. So this is really me sitting down and just playing a law of attraction audio. While I'm listening to it, I'm just brain dumping everything that I'm grateful for. I usually, most of the days, I usually get 50 and then I stop there. Sometimes I go a little bit more, sometimes a little bit less at 40, but usually it's always over 40 or 45. And I'm just going down the list. And when I say it's also a manifest journal is because I'm also at the same time just writing things down as I already experienced it, and I'm grateful for that. So one of the things that I'm looking forward to this year is when we move into our waterfront home, which I'm putting it out into existence. I'm talking in the sense that it is in the past. Like it's already set, right? Like I'm already setting it into motion by saying it is true, which is we're going to move into a waterfront property with sick amenities and pools. It's going to be awesome. I can't wait to show you guys the tour, all of that. So that is just what I brain dump. I'm typing. I'm grateful for having heat, for having electricity, for high-speed internet, for, my wife, my dogs, like everything. Any little thing I'm writing, and I'm also writing, I'm grateful for this waterfront home. I'm grateful for the 100K per month in cash collected. Like all of these things, and I just keep listing it out. Then I will journal. And this is really, again, just letting my thoughts down and putting my thoughts down in a brain dump. I feel like when you do this every morning and every night, it really frees up your mind so that you can be focused or creative in whatever you need to do. Because when your mind is just cluttered with a bunch of fucking shit that you don't need to be thinking about constantly, it's really hard for you to sit down and focus, or it just feels heavy, if you know what I mean. So mind journaling is about like 5 or 10 minutes. I just kind of write just any thoughts that are coming to my head. Just like, hey, like I woke up groggy today. I woke up late. I feel like shit. And then I'll kind of like talk to myself. When I'm writing in my journal and I'm doing this all in Notion, I'm typing to myself. I end every journal of saying, hey man, thank you. Thank you so much. I love you. Thank you for being there. Thank you for supporting me. Thank you for showing up. I'll see you tomorrow. Have a fucking great day. Peace. That I always end it like I'm talking to myself, and that kind of helps in that journaling, just to dump all your thoughts down. And then sometimes I'll kind of go back and reread it. But just that act of dumping all this stuff out allows me to then really go deep in my work the next hour or for the next 2 hours to pump out quality execution of things that I need to do. Then we got content creation of some sort. That is just a new thing that I want to be doing, is just creating more content to help more people spread this message that you can earn more without working more, and just giving you guys tools and tips of how I've been able to do that, how I've been able to change my life from super stressful hustle culture, working 12, 15 hours a day, building businesses that now looking back, I'm like, I don't know why I fucking built that, because it was so stressful and I hated doing it, and it reflected in my relationships, in my personal life. I was not a fun person to be around. Like I didn't do much other than work, and I was miserable. So it is taking that, coming from that angle to where I am now, which is I have the time and finances. I have the freedom that I want, stability, secure, all of that. I have all of that now, and I work probably like some days I don't work at all. Some days I work maybe 3 to 4 hours. And that's because I put in the work to change my life to have that outcome. It didn't just come to me immediately. It was through a lot of struggle and a lot of testing and a lot of money spent on healing and all that kind of stuff. And so I was just, going back to like content creation as a non-negotiable, is because I know some of you guys are not as, privileged in the sense of being able to get help, being able to pay someone to teach you these things, because you need to get to yourself to a certain level to be able to do that. And I get that. So I'm doing this for y'all. I want you guys to change your life. I see so many people, especially during the pandemic and now out of the pandemic, and seeing so many celebrities take their lives recently. It's just so fucking sad. And I just want you guys to be happy. I want you guys just to be happy in your lives and achieve the things that you want to achieve, and know that life is not that hard. Making money is not that difficult. There's just some tweaks that you need to do and some daily consistency that you need to do, like what I'm showing you right now. So the rest of it, I'm not going to really go into. I will say really, really important if you're looking for growth this year, implement this one, 100%, daily reading or learning of some sort every 30 minutes a day, which is something like you either watching a video like this, or you're picking up a book, or you're watching other videos like this. I don't care, as long as you are just putting new information into your brain, because it's going to inspire you. It's going to subconsciously change how you think and how you just do things in life. For me, it's non-negotiable to do these things. And like I said, I want to be active this year, more active. So I love swimming, and the only way that I can really be active that's not painful for me because of my fibroid is that I swim. So that's kind of a non-negotiable, just to feel good on a daily and weekly basis. That's what I need to do. And same with massages and Reiki sessions. It's self-care. It's what helps me with my mental health, just kind of like therapy. My therapy used to be a non-negotiable for me, but I've gotten to a point where, I don't necessarily need to lean on my therapist as much, other than just implementing these things for myself. So monthly chiro, monthly donation, putting investments, money investments, and then, travel quarterly. Those are non-negotiables for me this year. I have to do those every day or monthly, bi-weekly, quarterly, whatever it is, because there is an end goal that I'm trying to get to, which is the top three goals, right? So all of these things are going to allow me to achieve these three things. And I also have an area of areas to improve. So now we've kind of gone through that. Okay, so a recap of how you need, or what you need to do to ensure you're going to be successful with your goals in 2023. Number 1, write out your goals. I apologize if my writing is not clear, but I'm going to write it in the description below so you can read it clearly. If this is hard for you to read, I hope not. I hope it's clear. Write out your goals. Then what you're going to do is turn your goals I probably didn't mention this yet, but when you want to turn your goals into habits, you want to break it down into actually bite-sized goals that you're going to be, or bite-sized habits that you're going to be able to do. So for an example, if your goal was to, let's use weight loss, just because it's an easy one to understand the concept, not saying that it is important at all. I'm not here to shame anybody's weight or body. It's really not that important. It's just an easy concept for people to understand. So let's say you wanted to lose weight. Let's say you want to lose 10 pounds and you know, it's been hard for you. It's been hard for you to even lose 1 pound. You keep going back and forth and back and forth. So in order to make it work for you, stop looking at the massive 10 goal, right? Because right now you're like on this mountain, on the peak of a mountain, you have a gap that you want to, jump to. You want to go from here. You want to go to the happy thin you, right? Like, in order to get there, stop trying to make this massive leap on this, what I say probably looks like that, right? Like you're on one side and you're trying to get to this side, and then there's a huge gap in the middle. So how you want to do this is like build yourself that ladder. Your first goal maybe is just losing one pound. Then you can add another, which is like, okay, once I lose 2 pounds, my goal is to lose 2 pounds this month, whatever. Then your next goal, once you hit that, you're like, great. Okay, you're having some progress, some momentum. Then you can go, okay, let's do the third. Once I lose 3 pounds, my goal is to lose 3 pounds this year. And then you build that. Then you go, my goal is to lose 4. My goal is to lose 5. Da, da, da. You built yourself a ladder to then easily cross over. Doing that leap of a jump, you might fall through the hole. And that's what happens with a lot of people, right? They try to make this leap, and they kind of almost just reach, but then they just plummet into that hole. I've been, this has happened to all of us. So don't, hope this is not triggering for you at all, but just understand that we're humans and we're always just trying to do better and be better. And sometimes, it just doesn't work out that way. And we jump and fall through the cracks. So you want to turn your goals into small habits. Then to remind yourself, you want to turn or position your habits into your values. Value system. Okay. Then your last one. There we go. Value system into non-negotiable. Once you have non-negotiables, you just stick to it. The only rule is, if you drop and you missed one, even for myself, like I'm only 1 week in, and as you saw my list of non-negotiables and all that kind of stuff, like there was one that I can clearly tell that because I didn't make it a non-negotiable, I haven't been following through, even though I know it's important to me, and I just forgot about putting it in my list that I see. So that is why it's so strong when you change that identity shift. When you put it into your value system, it's an identity shift. And once you have that and create that non-negotiable rule for yourself, it's just your chances of losing or failing are so much lower. Now, what I was saying about, if you miss one, whatever, just don't miss twice in a row or more. When you miss one, just come back strong the next day and just keep, coming back strong. And if you see like that pattern that maybe you go for a couple days, if it's a daily thing that you're trying to change, you go for a couple days and then you see yourself fall off, and it's kind of like a pattern. Like every week you're kind of doing that. Then revisit your initial goal and then revisit your small habits. Is it small enough? Is it broken down small enough? Because if it's not, it's going to be really hard. And I'll explain that in another video. Like there's so much to cover about habits and how studies have shown with science and how it all works. Like there's literally so much to cover, and you're probably just searching on YouTube, you've probably gone through different variations of what people do to ensure that they succeed in their goals. But for me, this is the best way that I've known how to succeed and to make a goal successful, is to break it down into small habits, turn the habits into my identity, which is my value-based system. And then once it's in my values, I'm going to make a rule for myself that is non-negotiable. And it's non-negotiable because of how strongly I want to succeed to that end goal. And that comes back to having your why anchor you, right? A good book to read is Start With Why. I think that's what it's called, by Simon Sinek, or however you kind of say his last name. But knowing your why, knowing why you want something, how it's going to change, that will anchor you to make your goals. And it doesn't have to be anything deep. Some people think, I don't really have a really strong that why. Just as long as you have a why, just get started. Honestly, I think that's the best lesson I can give you too. Stop procrastinating. Stop, tripping over yourself. Just get started. However small you can, however much you can. Getting started now, you're going to still be in a better position than getting started later. So I hope that was helpful. And yeah, I don't know how this video went, honestly. I really had an idea of exactly what I wanted to do and talk about. I didn't even think it was going to be this long, but I hope it was done, I hope it was helpful to you. I hope this is going to help you succeed in your goals. And if you enjoyed it, please hit the like button, give me a thumbs up, comment below, let me know what you liked, what you didn't like. Was this good? How can I improve? I'm always looking to ways to improve as well. And stay tuned. Subscribe for more. What I already mentioned I'm going to be talking about is sales and business and entrepreneurship, mindset, productivity, habits, and just my life in general. Whatever you guys are interested in. What are you guys interested in learning in 2023? My big thing about 2023 is going to be on a mission of helping people understand how learning a high ticket or high income skill set like high ticket closing and being a sales in high ticket sales can absolutely change your life. And I've been a serial entrepreneur for 17 years doing all different types of businesses. I think if we tallied it, we're at number 11 or 12 or something like that. And out of all those years and all that kind of good stuff, closing is the best one. It's because I didn't even have to have a business. I was just selling for other people and getting a paycheck for it. And because I see sales as just us helping other people with a problem. We're just presenting them with a solution to their problem. And that's it. And I love helping people, which is why, like I said, I'm doing this channel and bringing you guys this content. And that's why I love sales. You can do it anywhere you want in the world. You can make unlimited income. Some people might say, or you're going to argue, that it's trading time for money. And I'm going to argue back, but I'm going to argue back in a next video because it's not. When you learn this high income skill, you're not trading dollars for money. You're not trading time for money, sorry. You are simply leveraging your skill set to then have anything you want in life. Not just in your career or in sales or whatever, even outside of it. I've just seen learning the skill set translate into so many things in all the other areas of my life. Relationships with my family, with my wife, relationships with friends, or even my nieces, my nephew, seeing it all play out. It is incredible when you really dive into it. And I wish I knew this much, much, much earlier when I was trying to be a serial entrepreneur and run my own business and be that bad bitch boss. But now I'm I really don't want to be a fucking boss. If I don't have to, I don't want to. Because it is a lot of stress running your own business and being an entrepreneur. So if you resonated with anything in this video, see you in the next one. I wish you all the best in your goals in 2023. Please do not be a statistic of that 90%. I want you to be in the other statistic of that 10%. Actually, to even break your bubble, it's actually 8% of people who actually follow through and succeed with their New Year goals. That's also why I don't like the whole New Year, New Me crap and bullshit that we've been selling to each other. But again, this is why sales is so powerful. Getting people sold to an idea or, concepts. Oh, sorry. And people follow. So that's kind of a wrap in my first video. Go for your goals, write down your goals, know exactly what it is. If you want a template of my Notion, I'm happy to share it. Just comment below and I'll send it to you. Or I can also do another video just on that Notion template of how I sit down every Sunday and how I map out my whole week. So yeah, wish you guys all the best and I'll see you in the next one. Peace.